Black women don't marry interracially. It's only about 2%. It's actually 3.9. Go look the real facts up. Now having 1.4 million children by non-black men. Are these still Kevin Samuel facts? How can you ever have a stat on the race of the non-black men, on the race of the father of these children, if they don't even go to the hospital and claim their children?
The only time I want to hear a man talk to me is when he doing this.
This man got me messed up. I know you just did not throw my flowers, my gift that I received from my boss. I know you did not do that, Cedric. What is wrong with you?
Do women want equality? Yes and no. I say this because when I think about it, yes, we want to be treated equally, opportunities, we want equal pay. But when it comes to social aspects, like traditional things that women do, cooking, cleaning, child rearing, what we want is men to take on those aspects as well. But when it comes to their social expectations and traditional expectations, like paying for dinners, taking out the garbage, cleaning gutter, things like that, we don't want that at all. We want men to still maintain those things.
A little bit of house cleaning before we get started. For those who have been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out the door for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Everybody, your engagement absolutely helps promote your boy into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now, let's get to it. Drop the video. Let's go.
Black women don't marry interracially. It's only about 2%. It's actually 3.9. Go look the real facts up. Now having 1.4 million children by non-black men. Are these still Kevin Samuel facts? How can you ever have a stat on the race of the non-black men, on the race of the father of these children, if they don't even go to the hospital and claim their children? How do you have that stat? How you got that stat? How do you have the stat non-black men? So are you saying that we have a race full of half black, half Asian men? I know we got half black, half Asian men from the war where y'all went over there and y'all impregnated Asian women, and y'all did the same thing over there. They had a problem over there where y'all was going overseas and y'all was impregnated Asian women, and there would be children galore over there from y'all. I mean, that was the men before you, I'm sure. But this is a history of y'all's behavior. But how do you have this stat when they don't even have men showing up at the hospital claiming the children that are black children, first of all, because they're black, their mothers are black, so their mothers are definitely pushing out a black child. I mean, regardless of the race of the father, that's going to be a black child that black woman push out. Her eggs are black. All you are is fertilizer. So all you are is contributing your DNA. You're not the sperm. You're not any of that they claim y'all are. All you are is a fertilizer to fertilize the egg. That's like grass, right? You want your grass to grow, what you put on it? Fertilizer. And that's exactly what the egg is. You want your egg to grow, you need some fertilizer. That's how it works, sir. I know you don't know human reproduction, but it works the same way with other species. It works the same way in the plant species. Plant a seed, water it, give it food, sunlight, it grows. Same thing happened with a woman, okay? And then when it's time for that child to be born, there's two parents that are supposed to claim that child. What's happening is y'all are not showing up at the hospital to claim your children. Now that's the woman's fault for not choosing the right man that will come to the hospital to claim the smaller version of himself that he created. You all deny yourselves. And then you turn around and hide your reputation in another marriage with another woman while you out here freaking other women. You try to hide your reputation in another marriage with another woman to try to make yourself look good. That's what y'all do. Y'all want to look good on the outside, but you don't want to look good behind closed doors. I mean, I'm just speaking facts. I'm just speaking facts. You don't have this stat. You ain't got this stat because the hospitals ain't even got this stat. So I know your ass ain't got this stat, and you're wrong about the first stat. It's 3.9%. And it should be higher than that, black women. Because I can guarantee you, the non-black men that do marry black women, first of all, those marriages are longer. First of all, those marriages last longer. Those marriages last longer than marrying y'all. When black women marry outside of their race, those marriages last longer than the marriages y'all marry when y'all marry outside of y'all race. Y'all divorce at a almost 60 to 70% race, almost 70% rate when you all marry outside the race. 80% of y'all are married to black women. So even this stat right here, this stat, it's a lie. It's a lie. Just like you a lie. Your hula hood, your stat, your information in this paragraph right here you wrote, it's hood too. Just like you hood. Anybody that choose hula hood, you hood. And so is your information.
This is Butterbean, everyone, and where to start? It's so much of what she said is misinformation and just pure prattle. 3.9% is a number she got from Wikipedia. How I know? Because I researched what she said. 3.9% according to Wikipedia. Now, where I get my stats are from Pew, the CDC, blackdemographics.com, and Statistica. I don't know if Butterbean understands how stats work, but if your stats are not verified by substantial verification processes, by reputable agencies that verify the stats, in particular Pew, the CDC, Statistica, and blackdemographics.com, then you're just full of shit, just like the 3.9 according to Wikipedia that you did a Google search and got that information. Now, Butterbean said a lot, but Butterbean seems to think that Wikipedia is the end-all to be-all source for statistics. Site that anyone can put data into, but okay, whatever, Butterbean. The 1.4 million children by non-black men comes from a guy that I think did great work in this field, which is Media Man. Shout out to him. And it can be verified. He has extensive research on his site showing you where this number comes from. It came from a time period of 2014 to 2019. If you guys want to go and check Media Man out, you can go to his channel and you can easily pull up the work he did on this. Butterbean said a lot of misinformation. She talked about a war where black men were soldiers and went over to a homogenous, very xenophobic nation and got their women in a motherly way in swaths and droves, huge swaths and droves. I just have a question. What war, what nation, and what time? If you can give me that answer, Butterbean, I'll give credence to what you said. Cite a source, because if you can't cite a source where you got this information, it's just prattle. She also said that how can this be a stat? How can you know the race of the father of children in America, where America has been taking the census since the 1700s? But she's quick to point out a 3.9% stat of black women marrying interracially. So let me get this straight. They can actually tally up the number of men that black women are married to interracially, but cannot tally up the race of the fathers of children by black women some kind of way. They can't do that. They can't get the number of the fathers or the race of the fathers that produce or sire children with black women. That's just inconceivable. Man, you can't make this shit up. Another thing, of course, she hates black men, so we're going to say it's black men she's talking about, that black men don't show up to the hospital to claim their children. I have another stat for you. The CDC report of 2020, that black fathers are the most involved fathers in or out of the household, whether they're married or not. But of course, she says they don't show up to claim their children. I don't know if Butterbean is new to misandry and feminist rhetoric online, but come on, man. This shit has been debunked for quite a while. And for you to go off on this tangent, because, by the way, the Holla Hood Shuffle is one of my brand channel names that I actually use on TikTok. So she's actually referring to me because I went into a comment section of one of her videos and I stated what you see on the screen. And she took, great offense to this. Here's the thing. I believe in this one rule. Wherever you go, there you are. You are the common denominator in most of your issues. So she wants to prattle on about if black women just stop giving babies to black men, if they just marry other races of men, that they wouldn't be single mothers. That was the video she was talking about where I made the comment. And I'm simply telling black women this: no matter what group of men some of you go to, you embrace baby mama, singlehood, single motherhood culture. It doesn't matter the group of men. This is just a cultural norm for some black women. They don't care to be married to have children. And it doesn't matter the race of men, they'll still become single mothers. And women like Butterbean, who is a misandrist, who absolutely loathes and hates black men, they actually refuse to concede this fact that some black women just don't give a shit about being baby mamas or single mothers. They just don't. And you can lie, obfuscate, call me names, pull up felonious statistics from Wikipedia of all places, and try to refute what I said. But the fact still remains: black women are not getting married interracially in droves. Yes, it went up from the barely 1% years ago to the 2 point something percent now, but it's not moving the needle enough for you to substantiate your claims that if black women just stop effing with black men, then all of their woes and problems will change. The problem isn't men. Yes, I'll concede that there are some bad men in the world that are deadbeats, degenerates, who don't want to take care of their children. But the fact of the matter is, you don't have to choose those men to sire your children with. You can avoid those men. The problem with some black women is they cannot reconcile what they're sexually attracted to from what they actually need to have stability in their life. They believe in this fictional notion that they can, in fact, have it all. They can find the men that they're the most sexually attracted to, and those men can turn out to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. When a lot of times those men are bullshit, and you know that, but you believe that you're sitting on some golden cat that'll change this bad guy into a decent guy, and then you expect men like me to make or hold those men accountable and to make them into decent men for you, so you can continue to live out your sexual proclivities with men who are not worthy of you procreating with them. That's what you want. That's what women like Butterbean want. They want men like me to make the men they're sexually attracted to decent men. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Butterbean, you can lie as much as you want, but the fact of the matter is, we know the numbers, we see the stats, you're a liar, and you just can't deal with the fact that black women are their own worst enemy when it comes to having children outside of wedlock. End of story.
The only time I want to hear a man talk to me is when he doing this. And if he ain't doing that, he talking too motherfucking much.
Well, we know you're single because we heard the fire alarm beep go off, meaning you need to change your batteries. You're too busy counting stacks of 20s and 50s. You couldn't take the time to change the battery in your smoke detector? You couldn't do that? You know, sometimes I look at, and not all black women behave like this by a long shot. I just look at her in particular. Tell me you're a prostitute without telling me you're a prostitute. Tell me you're a misandrist without saying you're a misandrist. Because there's no way possible you think that men should only speak if they're paying to speak. See, this is what I say about misandrists online. A lot of black women don't understand why men like myself push back against women like this. They'll say, well, she's just an extreme example. She's just an outlier. She's just somebody that's hurt and she may need to get some healing. And it doesn't matter. Y'all got to look past women like this. But there are so many women in her comments that agree with what she's saying. And that's why we have to give pushback on this stuff, because this stuff dehumanizes men, in particular black men, because I'm pretty sure she only deals with black men. It dehumanizes men. It makes men nothing more than human doings and not human beings. So when you expect men to only speak when they're paying to speak, or only speak if they're paying all your bills or footing your lifestyle, then you're dehumanizing men and you're a bigot. I say this all the time, that feminism is the sister of white supremacy. If you take away the male-hating aspect of feminism, it's no different than white supremacy. It's no different than racism. You can't tell them apart, because it takes a special kind of idiot to believe that men only have value in what they can spend money on and do for you. You have dehumanized men so much that you believe that men are these subhuman creatures that should only do things to help benefit women's luxury lifestyle or stability in their life or whatever whims and desires they have. Men should always placate to those whims and desires simply because you have a vagina. And see, they always talk about misogyny, but misandry is just as toxic. And actually, misandry is more acceptable.
This man got me messed up. I know you just did not throw my flowers, my gift that I received from my boss. I know you did not do that, Cedric. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I received these gifts from my boss. It is Valentine's Day. Hey, let me tell you, I've been at my job for 15 years. I deserve a gift. It's nothing wrong with me getting a gift from my boss. And what is wrong with it? You should appreciate it. I'm the one that's holding it down in this house. If you don't like it, well, where you gonna sleep tonight? I wonder where you gonna sleep tonight. Where are you gonna sleep tonight? Because you're not gonna sleep here because you're not gonna be throwing my gift that I received from my boss. No, sir. No, I don't think so. No. No, you need to leave. You need to leave. Now, you need to leave. Now, you got 5 seconds to leave. 4, 3, 2, 1.
First of all, flag on the play. Cedric is out of line for that shirt. I don't know if he made that shirt or he bought it that way. Either way, it's an offense to the eyes. Cedric, homeboy, get it together. You look tacky. Now, to address this nonsense, look, I don't know if this is a skit or not, but let me say this. Any wife that would come home with flowers and candies on Valentine's Day from her boss is suspect. And if I was her husband, she wouldn't be coming in our home like that, because my first question would be, why is your boss buying you something for Valentine's Day to start? What boss does that? I've worked for a number of years, decades even. I've never seen a boss give a female employee something for Valentine's Day if they didn't have something going on. They clearly have something going on here. And this wife is using the fact that she may be the breadwinner in the household to be able to disrespect her husband at every turn, because there's no way she thought this would be acceptable. You come in the house with a gift from your boss on Valentine's Day? Hell no. Hell no. Like I say, I believe this is a skit. I don't know, because the acting in it to me is just overblown. It's hyperbolic. I don't know if this was a skit, but if it's not a skit, this is the ultimate, just the ultimate lane of disrespect for any husband to endure from a wife. Your wife comes home with a gift from a boss on Valentine's Day. I would lock the door. I would change the locks. I would push her down those stairs. And I'm not advocating for violence against anyone, let alone a woman. But man, you coming up the stairs with a gift from your boss for Valentine's Day? I don't know, man. You might not make it up them steps. I'm just saying. Let's go to the next one.
Do women want equality? Yes and no. I say this because when I think about it, yes, we want to be treated equally, opportunities, we want equal pay. But when it comes to social aspects, like traditional things that women do, cooking, cleaning, child rearing, what we want is men to take on those aspects as well. But when it comes to their social expectations and traditional expectations, like paying for dinners, taking out the garbage, cleaning gutter, things like that, we don't want that at all. We want men to still maintain those things. So I don't know what you call that. Like the draft as well. No, we don't want that. We want to vote, yeah. Like we want what they have, but don't want to be expected to do what they do because they're men. But they should be expected to do what we do, although we're women. You know, it's a little weird when you think about it. Also, when we're looking for a mate, we're not really looking for an equal. We're looking for our superior. We're looking for someone taller than us, makes more money, smarter than us, things like that. So women look for equality, yes, in a certain extent, but also no. We want men to do or take on certain burdens that we have, but we don't want to take on their social or cultural or traditional burden. It's weird. What do you call that?
I call it being lazy. And this is what feminism has taught women, that they should not have any expectations placed on them for their traditional gender roles or traditional gender responsibilities, and men should come in and take half of that burden away from them, while men still shoulder 100% of their traditional burdens, with women not helping out in any aspect of those burdens. But men are supposed to come along because feminism says that women were oppressed and women should have equal footing, and women, their traditional roles were so harsh, they were so burdensome, they were so equal to slavery that men should now come in and take half of that away from women, and that they should have no expectations of traditional gender norms. Like I said, but while expecting men to still have their traditional burdens and roles at 100%. This is complete lunacy. It makes no sense. And I've said this, and a number of men have said this. Feminism has taught women, in particular, that they should have all the freedoms, rights, and privileges of men with no responsibility, accountability, or consequences. That's not equality, that's privilege. That's not what equality or egalitarianism looks like. And feminists don't want egalitarianism. They want privilege. They want a special place in society carved out for them where their life is lessened. Everything they do is lessened. And they want men to come in and shore up what has been lessened from them, while the men still have 100% of their burdens and their expectations. Right? This is what feminism teaches women. And women also have a biological imperative inside of them to seek men who are better than them, but they constantly feign that they're equal to those men in the same aspect. Like she said, you want a man that's taller than you, stronger than you, more capable than you, able to lead, able to make decisions, able to shoulder all your responsibilities equally and still shoulder his. That's a superior person, but feminism will say, oh, no. Men are not superior to women. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times women are superior to men, but you're still seeking men who are better than you. How do you reconcile that? You don't, because I've said it and I'll keep saying it. Feminism is lunacy. It's not based in rational reality. It's just a bunch of whining, complaining women who want their lives to be easy, who want no burdens or expectations placed on them while having all the rights, privileges, and freedoms of an adult. They want to be adults, but actually treated like children when it comes to consequences, accountability, and responsibility. That shit'll never work, and that's why most people are now starting to realize that feminism and this iteration of it, the third and fourth iterations of it, are complete nonsense. It's a joke, and no one is taking it serious, and they shouldn't. I absolutely applaud this woman for bringing this up because it needed to be said, and typically men say this, but when a woman says it, it's refreshing. And hopefully this conversation will eventually be pushed very well into the mainstream so we can get past this gender war and this stupid nonsense of misogyny and misandry and gender inequality, which right now really doesn't exist. Are there some bad men? Yes. The men who you claim make society bad were a small percentage of wealthy, influential men who had power. Most men are victims of it as well. The majority of men are victims of this society as well, not just women. We're all oppressed. We're all oppressed by the system controlled by a few so they can benefit off the efforts and labor of the many. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. I'll see y'all in the next one. 2 fingers. Peace. I'm out of here. Catch y'all on the next one. Like Jesus.
You think that what we're fighting about is stupid. Just cause you don't agree don't mean it's stupid. Lately communication feels so useless. If we don't got that obsessive love, then what are we doing? I don't ask for much from you. It's like you don't got the time to lose. Make me feel like I'm a burden when I tell you how I'm hurting. No, you just say you're sorry to say you did. I ain't over it, so let me take my time you see